I think we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Are we live?
I can't
on the
tell.
screen here to see.
It looks like it is. Nope, I don't have it on mine.
I'm waiting. Let's see.
It's coming. Nope, it's a commercial.
Okay, that's it. That's why. So
And
I believe we are live.
Live.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for being here.
All right, Chelsea, thank you so much. First of all, let's
Hi,
start off.
Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. You're the best.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Chelsea, Idaho Gems is modding this show, and we're so grateful to her. If you don't already, please follow her. She's just
Idaho
amazing.
Gem. She's the best.
Mhm.
She is a gem.
All right, let me get this going here. Hello, Donna, watching from Florida. Welcome in.
Florida. Wow. The other side of the country.
We are just so excited to be here doing our first live show. And we're here to do an Ask Us Anything. We want to hear your questions. We get a lot of them in the chats when we post our videos, and we would just love to know what you would like to know about us and what got us to this point in starting this channel.
Or about what we pick, or we can talk about anything that you'd like.
Absolutely. All right.
It's fun to
Hi
know.
from Australia, Judy.
Oh,
Thank you so much for
Judy.
being here.
Yes, wow. That's far away.
We're dying to come picking in Australia.
Ooh, that would
Love
be fun.
Love it. I used to have relatives in Perth,
Mhm.
so we're always looking forward to going there.
Okay, so
Baltimore, Maryland, we've got.
So Vegas Mama's first question is, how can something be marked sold on your Picker Road videos? So the short answer is, we're working to get to a position where we offer our items after the videos premiere, but in a few cases, some of them show up on Whatnot either the day of or the day before, in which case we honestly mark things sold on there so that people know that that's what they sold for.
Right. We are going to eventually have a system, just like Will said, where you guys can go in after watching the video, and we'll have a certain number of the items up. And if you choose to shop and get them, they'll be there for you. So we're really working on that. There's only so many hours in the day. We just got back from 3 days of filming in California. So we're getting there.
And
we're making it.
The first of those episodes is going to air tomorrow. We're really excited to share that.
That's right.
As Harlene said, only so many hours in a day, and we use them all.
Exactly.
To great advantage.
Well, I want to call out all these amazing places that people are watching
Yes.
from Baltimore, Maryland, which we have family history with.
Yes, my mother was born in Baltimore.
My grandmother.
And it's always been a very special place.
We have Indiana, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, Maine. That's California, Minnesota.
Oh.
It's really wonderful to see everyone from all over the country.
Thank you, Mary. Mary Satara says something so lovely. Thank you. All of your comments are so, we read every one of the comments. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days to answer and to like them, but we read them and we appreciate them from the bottom of our hearts. It keeps us going. It keeps him driving.
A lot.
Keeps me filming.
A lot.
Debbie Hamilton from Oregon. We talk a lot back and forth in email. It's good to see you, Debbie, and thank you so much for being here. We've got some items put aside for you.
Vegas Grandma. No, we no longer have a home in Santa Barbara. We did, but about a year ago, we did sell it. And the main reason we did that is to come to Vegas full time because of our older son, David, the elusive unicorn, David. He's in some shots here and there, but he had come here a couple of years ago to live. And we really wanted to keep our family together because it's the most important thing in the world to us. So after decades in Santa Barbara, we decided to make a change and to do it.
All of our friends and family had already left the area, and we were the only ones left there. So
we were happy, and we love it here. I know everyone thinks it's so hot. It is hot, but we have seasons. And right now it's actually cooling down.
Hey, look, there's David.
There he is. He exists. But that's the main reason we did. And no, so we did not keep a home there. Kind of expensive. So Vegas is just, it's been a lot of fun. We really do love it here. We love the Red Rocks, and we live in a section that's pretty far away from the Strip. So there's a lot more to Vegas than what people kind of think of it as, just party town.
Right.
There's so much natural, normal communities. So, but it's great. It's it's wonderful. But
And-
thank you for asking. We go back to Santa Barbara a lot.
Absolutely. Now the question is, are we going to be filming in any other states coming soon?
We hope so.
Absolutely.
We would really, really like to just tour the country.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to try to meet up with everybody we can. So we're looking forward to that.
Now there's that 100-mile or 300-mile garage sale
Whoa,
in the
we wanna do that
Midwest.
so bad.
That has been a dream of ours long before the channel ever started.
Yes.
One of the things that I know a lot of people have asked in the comments on our videos that I'd love for you to start with is how did you get into picking, and how did that lead to me getting into picking?
Oh wow, that's going way back. Like when I can first walk. My family, we did a lot of. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York, and we would go upstate and through New England and down south. We would do a lot of trips, and on those trips, we would do a lot of antiquing. My father was an avid antique collector, and I cut my teeth on it, going through old barns and antique stores through New England and back roads and just that kind of thing. And then as time progressed and we moved out here, I started doing a lot of garage sales down in Los Angeles. I lived in the San Fernando Valley when we first moved out here in Encino, and did a lot of garage sales with my mom and just loved it. It was in my blood from the beginning. I've done this all my life, and I've always done this on the side. We had to do our filming career to raise a family and take care of things, but never ever stopped picking. And Gary, you too.
Well, for me, my earliest memory of picking was about 7 years old. My big brother, Fred, who was 13 years older, came to me one day and said, "Get in the car, we're going to garage sales." And from the very first sale we went to, I was hooked. It was so much fun. And the very first sale we went to actually was not quite a sale. We found boxes all over a garage and all over the sidewalk and the driveway. And we started going through all these boxes like kids on Christmas Day. And this man comes out of his house and he says, "What are you guys doing?" And when we said, garage selling, he said, "Well, this isn't a garage sale, I'm moving."
Whoops.
So I was standing there with a BB gun in my hand, and at 7 years old, when he said that, I said, "Well, do you want to sell this?"
How innocent.
And he didn't, but in any case, the next garage sale was a good one, and I was hooked from that day on.
So luckily we were of like mind.
Very much so.
And we
Yeah, when
loved
Harlene
it.
and I came together, I think one of our first dates was garage sailing.
Yeah. So naturally, I grew up with it, and I always loved it. I loved, because I've always been a movie fan. I loved that you could find movies at garage sales. Obviously, when it started with me, it was VHS tapes, and then moved into DVDs, Blu-rays, and I'm always looking for original film, 16 millimeter and all that. But
And you're a collector.
and I'm a collector, and finding amazing things. The Star Wars poster right here, I found at a sale. I have a collection of posters that actually belonged to Steven Spielberg's mother. She owned a restaurant in Beverly Hills in the 90s when he was making some of his most iconic films, and he would always send her posters to put up in the restaurant. Now, about 10 years ago here in Las Vegas, we were visiting, and when we came into Vegas, we would always go picking at garage sales. We met her former personal assistant who had all of these posters in tubes with her name and address
Her
on them.
meaning Steven Spielberg's mother.
Steven Spielberg's mother, Eileen Adler, who passed away about 3 years ago, I believe.
Right.
And it's all of his iconic films, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, just amazing original posters that belong to her.
And you acquired
And
those.
I acquired the complete collection, and I have all the poster frames that I own, like the Star Wars one here. These are official movie theater poster frames that you can pop out the sides and put a new poster up. So I switched them around, so you never know which poster is going to be up. Next time we do this, there'll be a different film in there probably.
Probably.
So that's the kind of
That's
stuff.
kind of a long-winded answer, but it's never short with us.
But that's the kind of stuff that we love to find, and we love to tell the stories, and that's why we're so excited to have this channel now, because we get to share the stories and adventures with all of you. So let's see. I'm sure there have been some questions here. Let me take a look.
It is so addicting, Pearl. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And Patty said that was her question, wondering how it started exactly.
The great thing is you never know what you're going to
Thank
find.
you, Christy.
Oh, traveling Route 66. That would be
We
fun.
can't
Looking forward
wait.
to that.
Yeah.
We've kind of like teased it, We've been on 66, but never doing a really long haul. That's coming.
Karen is asking, are we still working in the film industry? Absolutely.
We are. We still are producing 2 television shows
In Santa Barbara.
in Santa Barbara.
And around the world.
Well, the one is Animal Zone, and that does go around the world. It's national, and it's got international release on Tubi. Would probably be the best way to see that on many ways. We are the production company for it, and the gentleman that produces it we've known for many years. So we do that, and we do another local show in Santa Barbara called Design Santa Barbara. Again, with a gentleman that we've known for many years. So we have that's what we do, because it costs a lot of money to go out on the road, and so those shows can finance our picking.
And of course, as you saw in our videos, that's why we were in Switzerland, and we got to pick in Switzerland and France. That's me up on the Matterhorn. That was filming Animal Zone, and we were actually filming avalanche rescue dogs up there and demonstrating what happens when they have to go dig someone out of the snow.
We applaud William. He took the bullet on that one. Gary and I didn't want to go up there because of the altitude, so we stayed down in Zermatt. So we did film all.
So I said I would go up to the altitude, and they said a few days beforehand, oh, by the way, you're going to take a helicopter up there, and we're going to drop you out of the helicopter.
They did. And he got stuck in the snow.
It was fun, though. I had a blast. I would go up in a helicopter again in a heartbeat. It was so much fun. And the dogs are amazing. Golden Retriever was calm as can be when we were pulling G's, turning corners and stuff around the Matterhorn. It was amazing.
Getting back to the original question. Yes, we still have to do this because, as I said, that's what finances this, but this is our passion. So to be finally able to merge our 2 worlds, the worlds of filming and the world of picking and thrifting, and merge them together, this is our passion. We are so thrilled. We're now 6 months in, almost 7 months.
Yeah, feels like just yesterday.
Just like yesterday. And oh my God, it's a dream come true, for me especially.
Oh, really, for all of us. And for me, it's a whole new reality, because I have spent the last 35 plus years of my life being quietly behind the camera. So if I am a little awkward or quiet, I apologize. I'm still getting used to this new world.
Aww.
Great.
Doesn't he do a great job?
He does.
I mean, come on.
Great.
But then lastly, of course, there is one other aspect of our work and everything, and that's the documentaries. So we also produce documentary films, which has been my passion and dream, was to tell Hollywood stories, behind the scenes stories. I often found that the making of movies was just as interesting as the movies themselves.
Yeah.
So we spent about 5 years working on a feature-length film about the making of Planet of the Apes and the makeup artists and how they inspired Hollywood for the 50-plus years since then. And that premiered in 2019.
Right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic. Streaming certainly saved that. We are still streaming on Amazon Prime, so you can go watch Making Apes on Amazon Prime. We're extremely proud of that. It was a family project. I directed and co-wrote it. Mom produced it, and Dad was the cinematographer and sound engineer on it. And it was just, such an amazing, beautiful project to work on as a family for 5 years. And we are in the early stages of the next documentary feature. Hopefully not 5 years on that one, but we'll have more on that as it progresses.
But through all of it, now we will always weave our channel.
Yes.
Because this is pretty much the most important thing for us, business-wise. But it is family.
And Diane says, we love you, Gary. So does Patty. And Mary says, Gary, you're awesome.
Thank you all. I appreciate that. Well, we often say that the 3 of us, most of the time, are doing the work of about 14 people. So when we're doing a film or a television show, if we have to bring in other help, like drone pilots or things of that nature, we do bring in other help. But a lot of the times, it's just the 3 of us doing pretty much everything on all of our productions.
We started from scratch. I worked full-time in a bank to put Gary through film school, and we started from nothing.
Really?
We started from nothing, and we built it up. We were very lucky to have wonderful, supportive family. We were lucky to have my mom, who was a widow and lived with us to help us raise the children.
I had 3 parents, and that was amazing.
It was a gift.
Yeah, she was wonderful.
It
She
is
was
a gift.
and if you ever see any of our production work, you see that our company, our logo for documentary films and some of our TV shows is Hellcat Productions with an airplane. So that's the Grumman F6F Hellcat from World War II. She actually worked on that. My grandmother Eileen, she worked on that plane.
She was an aeronautical engineer.
An aeronautical
she worked
engineer.
on designing
She
it.
helped design that plane, and my tribute to her when we started that company was to name it. The first documentary that I ever made was a short about her, and it was called Hellcat because she was a Hellcat.
But anyway, a lot of information.
So that was what you were starting to say. The question was, how did you get into entertainment? So that was for you guys, and then for me, growing up with cameras around, I went to film school just like Dad, and
absolutely.
Right as I finished, like I think within a few weeks of it finishing, we got an offer to do a cooking show.
Yeah.
And we did about 8 years worth of cooking shows, travel cooking shows, restaurant reviews, cooking shows. If you ever want to look one of those up, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Santa Barbara Chef with our good friend Michael. He was the head chef of Club 33, and he was an incredible, he's retired now, but an incredible gourmet chef. And he would teach people on camera how to make gourmet recipes easily at home. We had a great time producing those.
We did so many different lifestyle shows, and it was great.
Oh, Chelsea. Chelsea says, I can testify that this family is the bee's knees. You're the bee's knees, Chelsea.
Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah, we love and miss you.
Yeah, we're going to see her in a couple of weeks.
I know,
we can't
right?
wait.
You're coming, right?
We can't wait, Chelsea.
We got karaoke to do.
Can't wait.
Let's see. Does your other son still participate in picking and other aspects of the family business?
David he's fabulous. David went to UCSB. He graduated with honors in business degree. He doesn't really get into picking too much. It's just not his forte. He's wonderful in business. And for most of his teenage years, he did work for us filming. He would go out and film events, and he was just absolutely fabulous. But then after he graduated college, he did get different jobs in the business world, which is what he's working in now. He manages for a major pharmacy chain, and he does a lot of different things, and he's extremely talented. He doesn't mind going on the trips. But he's just not into picking too much.
Unlike the three of us, David is extremely quiet.
What we're dreaming of is that our channel can grow large enough that we can then bring David in to handle the business end of it.
Absolutely.
So that would be our dream. That's why at the end of every video, I'm saying, please like and subscribe, help us grow.
Tell your friends. Okay, let me see.
There's David. You got David.
Oh yeah, I had him up there for a second. Absolutely.
It's sure he doesn't mind going on trips like to Paris.
Nope. And of course, we were just on this great over the weekend trip to LA. You'll see that in tomorrow's video. We went to Dodger Stadium. We had a fantastic time after picking.
Malibu.
Had Malibu. We were out on the ocean having breakfast. It was so much fun.
And David was right along.
Exactly.
He's not always in it, but he's there.
What was somebody said in one of our whatnots? The family that picks together sticks together. And he is always looking for certain things, David.
Well, he walked. We hit the Santa Monica flea market. You'll see that. And he walked around and looked, and he's okay, but it's just not his passion like it is the three of us.
He's not ever looking to flip. He's looking to find.
Yeah.
He bought a piece of art in Paris.
He did.
His big
Absolutely.
thing, he kept saying, like, I was looking for a camera, as everyone saw in our videos. His big thing is he was looking for an original piece of art, and he got a beautiful painting of the skyline of Paris with the rooftops and the Eiffel Tower at sunset.
Right, small one, yeah.
Yes.
What I'm always looking for is a classic muscle car, so that might be coming sometime in the future.
Yes.
Right.
We have to obviously get it at a very, very good deal, and then he would work on, not you personally, you're not a mechanic, but you would, find ways to get restoration done. Exactly, and that would be a great video to flip that. It wouldn't be a whole. There'd just be like a segment on each video. So hoping to get that done.
Oh, thank you,
Look at that
Kathy.
smile.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Kathy watches from Alberta, Canada,
Whoa.
and loves watching the picking videos because it's relaxing and fun.
Thank
That
you.
that is our goal.
Thank you. We
Yes.
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hard because I've been doing this a long time. But when I'm out there, I do it really fast, and I'm going fast.
You got a hint of that in the church rummage sale.
Just a little.
That was something.
But to have to slow down and describe everything, it's been kind of a learning curve. But I love it. I just love it so much, and I love the fact that you guys are along with me.
Right.
And I always am thinking that. And if I turn something down, I'm always thinking, oh, I bet there's at least 3 or 4 people that are saying, get that.
Now, okay, let's see. I think often you'll need David to manage. Hey, we would love that, Catherine. We would absolutely love that.
That's exactly what we would love.
Okay, so Chelsea would like to know, what are the 3 tricks you use to identify vintage jewelry?
Well, like I know you've heard so many of the other channels say it. Once you feel it, there's a weight. Most vintage jewelry has a good weight to it. By the back, the clasp, sometimes when it's that V-like clasp on the back, that donates an older piece. Just the look of it. I mean, of course, it's so easy if it's marked. I mean, if it's Trifari or Miriam Haskell or any of the really higher end brands, I mean, that's the dream. It's not always marked. And of course, some of them are 14 karat. Oh my goodness. That rabbit pin that I got,
Yes.
the Martines,
Mm-hmm.
Martine, Martine. Oh my goodness. It was a rabbit pin. It was about 2.5 inches tall, really heavy, and it looked like gold. It was a rabbit with a tennis racket. And it was really silly. It wasn't, a really fancy pin. And I kept looking at it thinking, this looks like gold to me. I couldn't find the gold mark on it. And I waited and I waited. I kept looking at it. Finally, with the loop, I found the gold way hidden up in the back under the rabbit's head. And I found it. And I bought it for 50 cents and I sold it for $2,800. So that was one of the famous flips. That does not happen every day. But Chelsea, to answer your question, I'm not enough of an expert on vintage jewelry to give you like a lineup. It's a feel that you just know. I'm pretty good at spotting gold and silver. I must admit that. I can see it and feel it, and without even looking, get a good idea that that's gold or silver. As far as the vintage pieces, I know there's a lot to do with the way that the clasp is. A barrel clasp, now I just learned recently, means that it's 70s or earlier. The hook clasps are called a shepherd's hook.
Mm-hmm.
That's a terminology I just learned recently.
Things I never thought I would know, but now I know.
No, he knows, and you know. So I hope that answers the question. I don't have a 1, 2, 3 on it, other than just keep feeling them. Just keep going out and looking at them at antique malls and things like that, and you'll get a rhythm, and you'll get to be able to really tell what's good and what's not.
So the question is, Will, what's the most exciting thing you've ever found? Okay, so well, for my personal collection, as far as keeping, it would be the Spielberg posters that I was talking about earlier. I absolutely adore those, especially Jurassic Park, because that's the movie that inspired me to be a filmmaker. But as far as flipping those, back in Santa Barbara, they used to hold an event called May Madness, and this was Christmas for flippers. It was every first Saturday in May. They stopped doing it because of a few events, not just the pandemic, but also there was a big mudslide there a few years ago, and they decided not to do it after that when it came back. But my entire life growing up, every first Saturday of May, you were at May Madness, because the most amazing estates and people and homes and everything would donate this, and it all went to support the Music Academy in Santa Barbara, which is a very well-known repertory school for opera.
It's kind of like
performing.
Juilliard of the West.
Exactly. And it's been there for 100+ years. Amazing facility and everything. So they would do this gigantic event, and I mean hundreds and hundreds of people, maybe even 1,000+ people would show up for it, and you would find incredible things
Because
over
the
the years.
donations were by the wealthiest families in Montecito and
you
the
would
area.
you would see celebrities there too.
Oh,
I mean,
always.
every year we would see Tab Hunter there. He would be hanging out and shopping for things, and it was just so much fun. It was so cool. But so one year that I'm there, I go over to the art section, and I found a poster in a frame, and I'm looking at it and going, wow, that's a really cool original poster of the Carpenters. And I pick it up, and at the bottom I see that it's signed by them. And I'm thinking, this can't really be signed by the Carpenters, can it? So I said, okay, it's $25. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to get it. I take it home. I do all the research. I take it to some experts. Sure enough, it's not only autographed by Richard and Karen Carpenter, but it was the last concert that the two of them did before she was at a point where she could no longer perform. And it was at the venue at the school that they grew up going to, that they both went to. So there's all this incredible provenance. So I paid $25 for it, and I want to say it was $1,500 I sold it for.
For $3,000.
No, I originally asked $3,000 for it, but then somebody,
you got an offer for
a
$15,000.
collector, a diehard collector who just loved the Carpenters, sent me a message. And that's another thing too, is when somebody really is going to appreciate it, you work with them.
Absolutely.
And it was
You're
just
sending it home.
It was an incredible flip. It went to a person who really wanted it and deserved to have it. So all those things are just positive memories.
Yeah.
So
the Music Academy of the West in Santa Barbara was one time home for Lottie Lehman, who was a very famous opera singer in the 1930s. And so the property and the mansion that's on the estate
it's gorgeous.
Is huge.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah. And so the items that would come in could be coming in from people like Carol Burnett, Oprah Winfrey. You just never know. I mean, there are so many celebrities that live in the Montecito area.
I used to find a lot of autographed books there. They have their book sale, and it would be signed books forever. It'd just be amazing. Okay, so there's a couple of questions for Gary. The first question is, do you collect anything? And the second question is from Monica, who is a former Santa Barbara resident.
Wow.
She wants to know if you ever did voiceover work because she recognizes your voice.
Well, I'll address that first. I have done some voiceover work, and if you're familiar with Santa Barbara, there are pump flicks, which are the little TV screens that are on gas pumps all throughout Santa Barbara. And we have done a lot of commercials for pump flicks, including voiceovers that Harleen and I have both done. And to this day, when we go back to Santa Barbara, we still hear our voices on commercials at pump flicks. But I've also done some television commercials throughout the Santa Barbara region, and did some narration on a couple of films as well. So yes. The other question, as far as collecting, many of you may know what I look for most is uranium glass. I'm
This is new, you guys.
a little crazy.
We don't know where this
glowy
came
glass.
from.
Well, this is all fairly new to the picking world with me for the uranium glass, but the big tool for finding uranium glass, of course, is the black light.
Black light.
The little pocket black light. Thank you, Brenda, Rosie the Riveter. She gave me a bag full of these little black lights, and I will never go anywhere without one. I'm always on the search for glowy glass or uranium glass.
Well, we don't keep it. We flip it.
No,
He just likes finding it.
Unless it's a really, really special piece that just makes me go totally wild, I might keep it. But no, I'm always on the hunt, especially for
that's the fun,
uranium
isn't
glass. That is the fun, is finding it.
Another comment here was, I loved how Gary was drooling over the Harley at the garage sale the other day.
Yes.
Down there.
Yeah, I would have taken it for a ride in a heartbeat.
Monica said,
it
"I
wasn't for
knew
sale, but I would have taken it for a ride.
Okay,
See,
so
Monica, she knew it. She's probably heard your voice.
Mary says, my boyfriend is mesmerized by uranium glass too. He now wants a case with black light.
Well, it's
That's
fun.
great.
There's something about it that's
so
really fun.
Okay, so I'm reading all the comments
So
here.
what is Chelsea saying? Uranium glow over all glow glass? No, you like anything that glows.
Yeah,
You like the cadmium and the what is the other one?
the Amberina.
Amberina.
Absolutely.
That might be the manganese.
I'm always on the hunt, especially for yellow uranium glass,
Yes.
which is getting harder and harder to find. So that always excites me when I find that.
Yeah, Laura, we have to show the black lights.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm looking here. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss any Any questions? And first of all, I want to say thank you all so much for being here. We've got 170 people here,
Thank
and
you
that
guys.
means so much to
It
us.
really does. I'll tell you the truth. These guys just wanted to do this. I was really shy about doing this because I didn't know if anybody would show up. So thank you guys. It means a whole lot. And thank you, Laura. Laura watched Making Apes, and she really enjoyed it. And we thank you so much. That was a passion project.
As Will said, we put 5 years into making that, so it was a huge endeavor for us.
Thank you, Laura.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about too, and one of the reasons why we're here today is if you aren't already on Whatnot, a lot of people are asking how they can buy items that we offer.
Yeah.
So at the end of this show, in about 25 minutes, we're going to do tiny treasures. So if you haven't been over there, we can tell you real quick a little bit about that. So every month, at least once a month on Whatnot, we're on Whatnot 2 times a week, but every month we like to do a tiny treasure show where we have smaller, lighter items, and we offer a grouping of them on screen, and you can pick one of those, and you can take that home. You can take more than one home, of course, but we're going to be offering that show in about half an hour at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so we're on Mondays and Thursdays at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
And Whatnot is great. We've been really happy with Whatnot. They've been really good as a company, and everything goes really smoothly.
Yeah.
So we have a 5-star rating on there. We get our shipments out fast, so we're really enjoying doing it.
What you don't see behind the scenes is how much Harlene puts into the shipping. She really takes care of every package.
Too, honey.
She's amazing.
Too.
But we'll be offering that show in just a little bit. We're going to have some amazing items on there. If you haven't been on Whatnot before, there's referral links in all of our YouTube videos, and you get
for them they get $10.
You get $10 towards your first purchase on there. So if you click that referral link and you sign up through ours, you'll instantly have a $10 credit on there that you could apply towards.
But you don't have to spend it with us.
Yes.
You could spend it with Idaho Gem.
Yes.
The next time Chelsea does a Whatnot sale.
Yes, so Idaho Gem, our moderator, who is amazing, and we can't wait to have her in Vegas. We're going to film some videos.
So good.
She's on
anybody though.
She's on Whatnot as Idaho Gem as well, so please give her a follow if you don't already. All right, so can you post a list of shows you produce and where we can find them? Absolutely. I will work on that, and I will make sure that that's in the description of one of our upcoming videos.
But the best thing to do is go to our website.
Yes.
Go to our website. You can put that up there, and you'll be able to see all of our past and current productions.
So that's our website there.
There's a link to Making Apes, the film.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see what's up there.
That's our website.
Oh, there we are.
So it's
Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's Making Apes right there. That's ytsfilms.com.
Y as in your, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, films with an S.com. Real easy. Just go there and you can see anything that we've done in the past. We don't spend a whole lot of time on that website anymore. We're on Picker Road all the time.
Absolutely.
But you can see any of that.
One thing we are still very involved with is the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. We are the official house crew for the film festival. So every year, just before the Oscars, the Santa Barbara Film Festival is the preeminent festival before the Oscars. So we get pretty much everybody that is in contention for an Oscar coming down the red carpet.
Yeah, it's quite a 12-day span.
It is. Yeah,
I don't think we sleep.
Very, very little, yeah. So Harlene actually conducts the interview with whoever's coming down the red carpet. I film everything as it's happening on the red carpet. Will then gets the footage and has to edit it and have it uploaded by midnight to go all over the world to all the media.
It's quite an interesting,
dynamic
race almost, to get the content out there because it's such relevant and important stuff to go quickly. So you'll see on our website right there just a few examples. That's Harlene interviewing Hugh Jackman. That's photographs that I was fortunate enough to take with Bradley Cooper. And up there, those are interviews that we did with Benedict Cumberbatch, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Catriona Balfe from Outlander when she was in Belfast, which is an amazing movie.
Yeah.
So those are just brief examples. We have been doing this for
18 years.
I was in high school when we started our relationship with them.
Yeah.
I did it all through film school, and it's one of those things where I don't know if there's a celebrity yet that we haven't encountered.
Not too many.
They're all so great.
The only one out there that we haven't. Everybody. Brad Pitt is my favorite. I haven't interviewed George Clooney yet.
Yeah,
so
gotta get there.
Gotta get Clooney.
Yeah.
Leonardo
otherwise-
DiCaprio was pretty cool too.
Oh, he was so
And-
good.
and-
Everyone. Oprah. I was. What do you say to the best interviewer in the world? And she comes up and she looks at me. I go, Miss Oprah. She goes, Miss Harleen, and we just had a time from there.
She's so
we were
great.
fine. We were good.
A lot of times for the festival, our camera is the only one capturing things that are taking place during the
We're the
evening.
official.
So
Yeah.
if
Inside.
during any time during the film festival you're watching the news and there's something from the Santa Barbara International Festival,
A lot of
chances
times
are
it's you.
it's one of our clips.
Yeah, especially inside of the tributes.
Right.
We're pretty much the only one in there.
Barb Russell says it's time to thrift in Italy. We're right there with you.
Oh, yes.
I'll
Yes.
take that.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
And what I think that's so fascinating in Europe too is how different it is, because they do things.
Different.
They don't do garage sales per se. They have like trunk sales and flea markets and different aspects to it. So it's a completely different animal. And we had such a blast when we were in Paris.
Mhm.
I won't try and reach for it now, but under the TV here on this shelf, I've got a shelf of cameras that I've collected, and one of them is the 1940s Kodak that I bought at the market in Paris, and that was my big treasure that I took home from France. And I'm actually working on cleaning it up and getting the film for it, and stay tuned for that in an upcoming video.
Yeah, you might be doing some photography.
Ooh.
What I found extremely interesting in Paris was that we found a lot of uranium glass as we were going through the flea markets and different sources. They didn't know what it was. We had to explain it to them.
Yeah, they didn't. Some of them didn't really know what it was.
Which kind of gets back to the channel too, because we love to, teach and learn, and we're learning from all of you wonderful people, and we're teaching things that we've learned. And it was like, we're teaching the market, the vendor in the market who's in a Paris flea market every Saturday. He's there, and now he suddenly knows something. So the next time it comes around, he can actually speak to that, which I think is really cool.
Exactly. I learned so much from you guys. You guys are so kind in the comments to tell me, what this was or what that was. It's a lot of information to take in. So, just you never stop learning. You never stop learning in this business because you're always finding new things. So.
Yeah. So living by faith with Benji. Yes, I did see your post here, and I will post the link right now. Let me get that in there for you. 1 second. That's
Thank
coming
you,
right up.
Linda.
And the question was, when are we going back to France?
Well, we're hoping possibly to do probably England next year.
David wants to go to
David wants to
England,
go
and
to
we're all
England.
very anxious to go back again.
We
So
love
that'll probably
England.
be our
We
next one.
love Ireland. We've never been to Scotland,
Oh,
so we're really looking forward to that. Scotland and
Yes.
Wales. So we have friends in England. We'd love to see them. So we're hoping that England will be on the list. And then as Barb just said, I want to go so bad back to Venice, and I don't know how much picking is in Venice, but we will find
We'll find
things. We will
I personally
find
am
it.
anxious to go to Greece, but we want to wait for things to settle down a little bit over there.
yeah.
So
All right, here, I'm copying now. So the first link that I sent is the link for our upcoming show that's going to start in about 20 minutes. And then the link that I'm about to do here, this is the referral link. If you're new to Whatnot, there you go. That's our invite referral link, and that'll get you a $10 credit towards your first purchase on Whatnot.
wherever you want to purchase it, us
Yes.
with Chelsea, Idaho Gem, anybody. That just is your money then to spend.
Absolutely.
Freebie.
Betty says, my son went to Paris with his soccer team champions and got to go inside the Senate.
Ooh,
Heard that was super special. We
Wow.
drove by the steps of it. That sounds incredible.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
So nice, really.
Let's just start planning one big trip, says Barb.
Love it.
Mhm.
Well, don't laugh. We want to start doing that. We want to do trips to Vegas and host trips around
Pick
the
with
whole
us.
Vegas Valley. Come pick with us.
Absolutely.
We're just want to meet all of you.
Oh, Kathleen Murray says, I just started watching all your videos. You guys are great. You find lots of good deals. You are all so nice.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Means a lot.
Really
Absolutely.
does.
And Chelsea's laptop died. Now she's on her phone. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you, Chelsea.
If any of you don't follow
Oh.
Chelsea, she's the best.
Idaho Gem.
And I asked her to mod this 3 hours,
3 hours ago.
and she said yes right away.
That's a friend.
Yeah, truly. And Chelsea will be live on Whatnot tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, good. I'll be there.
Yes, we'll see you there. Have we ever been to Yellowstone? You've been to Yellowstone, right?
No, we kind of
No?
outskirted it on
Yeah.
our way to Mount Rushmore.
We did a trip in 2015. We attended a wedding up in Montana, and we thought, as long as we're going up there, let's cut across and see the whole state in the area and do Mount Rushmore. And we did Devil's Tower. We did Little Bighorn. I had to get all my history stuff in. We stayed at the Sheridan Inn in Sheridan, Wyoming, which is where, and this is a really cool piece of history, this is where Buffalo Bill auditioned the acts for the Buffalo Bill Wild West show. There was this big green there, and he would sit in a rocking chair and
On the big porch.
and they would perform for him on the green, and he'd give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And we actually stayed at that hotel. It was amazing.
You could feel the history from the place. It was really amazing.
I think even back then we were saying, wow, we should have a YouTube channel with all this kind of stuff that we're doing.
So we never really got into Yellowstone. We didn't have time to go down because we had to get to Mount Rushmore and stay on schedule. But we would love to. We would absolutely love to.
I see us going back at some point.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and of course, being where we were located, we also went to Yosemite a lot when I was a kid. So I grew up going to like the Ahwahnee and seeing the falls and everything. Half Dome. I'm a Star Trek fan, so Star Trek 4 shot at Yellowstone, so I always like seeing that, you know.
Yeah, we always at Yosemite.
At Yosemite.
Yeah, always loved going there. It's
Mhm.
such a beautiful place. You always love walking through the woods.
Very much.
Always one of your favorite things.
Yeah, truly beautiful. All right. Are there any other questions that anyone would like to ask? We are so grateful for having you all here. 200 people in the live.
I can't believe it. Thank you so much.
Really
Thank you,
means the
everybody.
world to us.
We
And
really do. We are really. It sounds corny, but we really are trying to create a family. Someone asked us the other day what we want from this channel. And our basic response was to create a family, a group of like-minded people, whether they pick, whether they buy, whatever. They're interested in picking, in traveling, in good, wholesome fun. And that's what we were trying to create here. And we've seen other channels that do it, and we just really love that. And we want to feel like we all belong to something.
We hear a lot of times from many people that they don't have television anymore, that their main source of viewing and entertainment is from YouTube. And so we want everybody to come with us.
absolutely.
Yeah. We really feel when we're somewhere. I mean, we were in Malibu yesterday morning
Mhm.
filming on Pacific Ocean, and I'm telling William, be sure to get that. I know they're going to want to see that.
Yes, absolutely. And it was such a gorgeous day yesterday in Malibu. I mean, the blue sky and the ocean and everything was just
Yeah, the ocean
fantastic.
is beautiful.
Mhm. Okay, so the question is, have we ever considered filming at the Calico Ghost Town or Hearst Castle? We drive by the Calico every time we're going into California, and I've been saying for years that I'd love to go check that out. So we've got that on our list. We have a very long list of places that we're going to be showcasing. And Hearst Castle, I mean,
We've been all over Hearst Castle.
we have filmed at Hearst Castle several times for previous shows.
Previous shows. We will go back for our show.
We will certainly go back. One of my favorite things, and I have to look up, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they used to, at holiday time, they used to have live actors up there that would act like they were guests at the parties, and it would just be.
They would dress in the 30s and the 40s
Yeah.
garments.
It was decked out in holidays and big Christmas trees everywhere. It was so much fun to visit up there at the
Well, we
time.
were very lucky. We filmed there many times. We filmed there with Steve Hearst, the great grandson
Yes.
of William Randolph. And Steve couldn't be more of a gentleman. He welcomed us. We had lunch there with him, toured the place. He was just wonderful for the show, that show. Then we did another show a few years later where we were actually escorted around the entire castle, top to bottom, by the historian of the castle. And she was marvelous. She took us in all the back rooms, the secret panels, and down into the vault in the basement. So we've had a really incredible view.
That's Steve Hearst right there.
Oh,
And
there he is.
and he was very kind, because that was for our cooking show. He was very kind to bring William Randolph Hearst's cast iron
Big pot.
pot that they would take on chuck wagons. He actually brought that, and we cooked in that on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our chef did.
Our chef, yes. We ate out of it.
But anyway, but we want to go back now to Hearst Castle again, but for Picker Road, and
Yes.
take you guys with us.
Ooh, that sounds great. Come to the Broadway Flea Market in March. Oh, I've been wanting to do that for years. I actually used to have a collection of props from Les Miserables that came from that flea market, because all the Broadway shows would sell all of their props.
I grew up going to, obviously, to Broadway. Growing up in New York was a
Yes.
great treat.
Yes. Living by Faith with Benji is saying, have we ever been to Deadwood? On that trip that we were talking about, we went through Deadwood. We spent about 5-6 hours there.
So amazing.
Oh, I thought it was so cool that they have like the real gambling establishments, and then the non-real ones where like a kid can go up to the bar and order a root beer and play poker with an actor.
It was an amazing place.
Yeah.
Love it. We can't wait to go back there. We were just in Virginia City a few months ago, and that's kind of reminiscent, but I think Deadwood is probably even Deadwood was much larger
Mm-hmm.
than Virginia City.
Yes.
But the same idea.
Exactly.
A little bit.
Living history.
But Deadwood was incredible. We love Deadwood.
I've always loved living history. You go to the East Coast, you've got Colonial Williamsburg and Kitty Hawk with the Wright brothers, and up in Massachusetts, I remember outside Plymouth, we went to Plymouth Plantation.
Mm-hmm.
So many incredible places where they can keep history alive like that.
Yeah. Kitty Hawk was amazing.
Mm. My parents were just in Deadwood 2 days ago, said Chelsea. That's great.
Oh my goodness.
Very fun. Step back in time.
Yeah, really. So much fun.
I'm from Woodstock, Ontario, Canada. Do you think you would come to Canada? Absolutely.
We want to.
We went to Canada when I was a kid.
Right.
And I was in Toronto earlier this year just for a couple of days, working on a project we'll be talking about soon. But it's just such a beautiful country and such wonderful people.
Love Canada.
Yeah.
We love going up into Quebec and we always love going to the Chateau Frontenac.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful up there.
I had a feeling when I saw BC. That's Billy who was saying about the Broadway Flea Market. It's a good friend of mine that I've known since high school who's going to be on the channel soon. Billy is a Beanie Baby expert, and we're going to do a whole chat with him about how to spot counterfeit Beanie Babies and which ones are still worth money.
And why are we doing this? Because beanies are making a comeback.
Who'd have thought?
Oh, no.
Well, I did. I said they're cyclical. And, everybody thought after, they went downhill that they're never going to come back. Well, they're making a comeback. And even people like that expert, Dr. Lori,
Mm-hmm.
she is saying that they now have value, certain ones now, but the older ones especially. And we are very lucky to have Billy. And he's good. We're gonna start a whole segment called Ask the Experts. And he's gonna be our beanie expert. So
Absolutely.
that'll be a lot of fun. So they're making a comeback. And there's also the Beanie movie coming out.
Yes, the Beanie Bubble with Zach Galifianakis is going to
As
premiere
Ty
on Apple Plus, which is another interesting thing. You kind of met Ty once.
I met Ty outside of a restaurant. We were both waiting for our cars at the same time, and we chatted briefly, but nothing.
If you're in Santa Barbara, you can't help but see his name everywhere because he's got a lot of philanthropic, the Ty Warner Sea Center, the Ty Warner Building, all that kind of stuff.
And he owns the Santa Barbara Four Seasons Biltmore,
Mm-hmm.
and so many other things. So, but anyway, yes, Billy, you're coming on.
Hi, Aqua Lover. Good to see you.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. All right, we've got a couple of minutes left, then we got to prep for the whatnot. Does anybody have any last questions that they'd like to ask? But we will be doing this again because...
And we are I'm blown away by you guys. Thank you so much. It was really, really kind for you guys to hang out with us. And and care,
Kitty,
because we care about you. So thank you for caring about us.
Kitty Army would like to know, what is your favorite place to go? Dad?
Oh, there are so many. Wow, that's a hard question. There are so many. Favorite place to go?
Well, the funny thing is, if I may,
Please.
is when someone asked us that question a couple of years ago, we probably would have said Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Because this was always a special place to my mother,
Right.
and we love the Red Rocks.
And
the
growing up in
mountains.
Northern California, San Francisco, of course, is one of my very favorites. Always will be. Mackinac Island in Michigan, Lake Tahoe. There's just so many. That's a hard question to answer because there are so many.
I think now that we're here, my favorite place would probably always be Santa Barbara. It holds so many memories to go back there. But yes, Mackinac Island. I mean, my favorite film in the world is Somewhere in Time, and we were very, very fortunate to have Jane Seymour as a client for many, many years.
The very first ever.
The very first person that we ever filmed professionally was
Took
Jane
our
Seymour.
camera out of the box and filmed Jane Seymour.
Right? Sorry, Laura, I must have missed your question. Please give it to me again, and I'd be happy to respond. I didn't see. For me, the answer is probably New York, because I love, catching a few shows, seeing friends. I have a lot of friends who live there. And then since we started the channel, I've not had a chance to go back to like the Brooklyn Flea and all of those things.
Yeah, I know.
So we want to definitely get that. That's very high on our list.
We can't wait.
What is our favorite restaurant in Vegas?
In Vegas. Okay, well, after this last time, I'm kind of leaning towards Martha Stewart.
The Bedford.
The Bedford, that was
That's
fantastic.
pretty good.
But before that, our favorite was our French restaurant.
Marché Baku, which is in Summerlin. Gorgeous French restaurant on the water.
It's just on a little lake on the water. It's not huge, and the food is just so good.
Astounding.
And
It's
for
so
me,
delicious.
I would have to say high-end Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen.
Pretty good.
Every day, Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips. If you ever come to Vegas, that is the hidden gem of the Las Vegas Strip, because everybody thinks you're gonna have dinner in Vegas and it's gonna be $150 a person on the Strip.
Doesn't have to be.
Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips, you get lobster and chips for $25 with a drink.
And it's lobster tail.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so
But
Laura M is asking, is there anyone special in my life? Well, there's my family, my computer, and my cameras.
Wait, I just have Barb. Oh yeah, Barb. It is time to thrift.
Yeah,
in New York.
Right?
And my favorite, she also asked what my favorite item thrifted. Going back real quick to what William was talking about, the Music Academy May Madness sale about 20 years ago, I guess. He was just a little kid. We were going, as we do every year, and I found a small French bronze. It's a bird, two birds actually, on a branch with an onyx face, and it's signed. It's a French bronze from the turn of the last century by Andre Vincent Becquerel. I bought it for $20, and I think it's valued at $2,000 to $3,000.
But that's a
now.
keep.
Oh, that's a keep. But that's my favorite that I ever thrifted. I love it. It's on my desk right next to my computer, and that's my favorite.
Okay, I just got the alert on my phone. We only have a few minutes until we're going live on Whatnot.
So much.
Thank you all. We will definitely be back doing this. Please come on over to Whatnot. I'll post the invite link one more time, and then you can just go straight to our show. We are at Picker Road on Whatnot, and we will be live in about 7 minutes on there. We look forward to seeing you on there, and we look forward to doing this again. This has been so much fun. I can't thank you guys
enough, really. I mean, it's so nice.
We see all the hearts flying, and we send them back.
We send them back. Spend this time together. We mean it from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. All right, folks, I'm going to come on over here, and we will see you next time.
Join us on Whatnot.
Join the journey.
Join the journey, guys. We love you.